What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a new Transformers TCG reveal. And when I tell you it comes from IGN, you're going to know it's a good reveal, because IGN gets all the best reveals. And I say that with no kind of jealousy, nothing negative at all. I love IGN. It is still the last website I check before I go to bed of an evening to make sure I've not missed anything. Plus, very good gaming podcasts. I like IGN. I also like General Optimus Prime. General Optimus Prime looks really good. It is a secret rare, or super rare. I call them secret rares, but they're actually super rares. That's pretty good. And it is a 15-star character. That, ladies and gentlemen, is gigantic. You don't get many characters that are 15 stars. I mean, you get the obvious ones like Metroplex that are literally a team in and of themselves. And then you get the occasional one like Major Shockwave springs to mind. But even that only comes in as a 14-star character. 15 stars is absolutely ridiculous for a non-combiner, non-titan. Just a regular character. This is nuts. Yes, we could say Omega Supreme came in with 19 stars, but that was a Titan-sized card. Not a Titan, but Titan-sized. And it was a special promo, so you can kind of understand it. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this is redonk, so it better be good. And it is. I mean, the stats are phenomenal. 19 health, 2 defense, regardless of which mode it's in. Now, the defense is standard. That's about average, to be honest with you. But 19 health is absolutely phenomenal. And then an attack of 7 or 8 again is just flat out great. I mean, the gold standard Optimus Prime is Battlefield Legend, the rare from back in Wave 1. And he can't really compete when it comes to stats here. A paltry 14 health. Also has 8 attack and 2 defense, but 14 health. Come on, it's like you're not even trying. So this is a really good character in that regard. But what does it actually do? Well, if we start off in bot mode here, it has 3 utility slots. That's really good. Still only 1 weapon slot. Still only 1 armor slot. But it has 3 utility slots that you can use to chuck on extra upgrades if you're feeling in the mood. That's quite nice. And when this attacks and you flip at least 1 orange and 1 blue icon, you may play one of your flipped upgrades onto this after the battle. Now, it says after the battle, which is important. It means that you never get the benefit of anything else. So if you happen to flip a grenade launcher and put it on there, you don't get the extra attack because the battle has already happened. I like that they've made it after the battle, so there's no awkward ruling queries about, well, yes, but when does it actually go on? No, goes on after the battle. We can ignore what it does. It's there for next turn. Although as a fun little side note, because the attack is already concluded, that should mean that grenade launcher stays on until your next attack, if that's what you're going for. Now, it does force you into playing a mixed orange and blue deck, so you're not going particularly heavy orange or blue, but a lot of the General Optimus Prime builds from Wave 3 have been going not strictly 50-50 orange and blue, but a bunch of them have been playing around with both blue and orange icons, so you know what? I'm alright with this. I think we can get this working. I mean, playing extra upgrades is absolutely great. And it really is phenomenal. So if we take something like Wave 2 Megatron. Wave 2 Megatron can play an extra upgrade when you flip into alt mode. The key point about that, however, is that you've got to have it in your hand. What's great about General Optimus Prime is that you're playing a card that you flipped while attacking, which means you're not giving up your hand advantage. You're not giving up a card in your hand. You are gaining an extra card, and that is absolutely crucial. It also means you might wish to consider playing around with a little bit of bold here, so you can flip more cards and have a greater choice of upgrades. Cool. So bot mode here really likes the upgrades or the extra utility slots and playing the extra upgrades. what about the alt mode? Well, you do lose that one attack, but you still gain the free utility slot, so that's pretty awesome. And when you flip to this mode, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an action, you may play it. Oh, so you get extra actions and extra upgrades. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, I like very much indeed. What we really want to do here is try and fix it. Wouldn't it be lovely if we knew what the top card of our deck was so that we could play it and guarantee that it's going to be an action when it's revealed and played, rather than risking having an upgrade? Well, the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, that in the Transformers trading card game, there is such a thing as plan. And plan allows you to put a card from your hand on top of your deck. So if you plan, and you only need plan 1, and put a card down on top, then flick General Optimus Prime into alt mode, you can play the top card of your deck, and you guarantee that it's going to be an action, and you can guarantee that it's one that you want to play, or at least the one that was in your hand that you most want to play when you had the opportunity to plan. So something like Secret Dealings, for instance, where you draw a card and then plan 1. You draw a card, and then you put down the action. Now, to be fair, that is using an action to play an action, so the only thing you're really gaining with Secret Dealings there is drawing a card. But, you know, could be worse. You need to make sure it's not a character that plans when it attacks, because if you plan when you attack, then it's kind of pointless, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of pointless. But as long as you're planning with some kind of action or upgrade, you'll be absolutely fine. So we've got extra actions, we've got extra upgrades, and we've got free utility slots. That's kind of awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, one of the questions we get to here is, all right, what utilities are we going to play? One thing that amuses me here, because you're actually playing with a truck, you can play free cargo trailer, and it still only takes up one of your utility slots. So if you play around with cargo trailer, you can actually have 5 utilities on there. Not sure why you'd necessarily want to, but in all seriousness, this is actually going to be way better with cargo trailer than your average truck, except it's not. Because the problem is, cargo trailer reads put on trucks only, and you're attaching extra upgrades as you're attacking in bot mode when you're not a truck. Otherwise, oh, that could be amazing. But unfortunately, you do fall down a little bit there. You can still have the free cargo trailer on, but you cannot accelerate them like you would be able to if that skill was in alt mode. Boo, hiss, etc. Might even be why they designed it that way. You can put heroism on there. So General Optimus Prime is taking the damage for your other characters. You got 19 health after all. Probably don't want to, but it is at least an option there. Maybe you go security console. When the upgraded character defends, draw a card, then plan 1. You never know. That could be kind of fun. The point is, there are so many options here. It's hard to even get into them all. Any utility that you might want to use, boom, you're off. One of the things I really like about this, just to jump ahead a little bit, because it's Optimus Prime, you do get Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime, which is really quite nice. And it can only be put on Optimus Prime, but it's really good, and it's a weapon, and of course, it's going to be easier to find using your bot mode ability. And while we're talking about things that work for him and not so much others, Matrix of Leadership. Now, Matrix of Leadership is a utility. Autobots only. When it's on a leader, each of your other characters has +1 attack and PS1. Well, you're a leader here, so that's fine. You're a leader in both modes. And it's got both an orange and a blue icon. So this will actually be amazing. If you flip this while attacking, then you activate the skill, and then after the battle, you can put it on there. I mean, Matrix of Leadership has got to be one you're considering here. And what I love is that after you put Matrix of Leadership on, you've still got 2 more slots. I mean, what you could do is get 3 Matrix of Leadership, get them all on at the same time. There's no rule that says if you got 3 utility slots, you can't have 3 of the same. And then you get +3 attack, and each of your other characters has +3 attack and PS3. That would work very nicely indeed. The fact of the matter is, when we look at General Optimus Prime, we've got nut stats, 3 utility slots, extra actions, and extra upgrades. It is phenomenal. There is a very good reason it is a secret rare, super rare, and there is a very good reason it costs 15 stars. And that's the other thing to bear in mind. We love Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, and that is only a 13-star character. The stats are a little bit lower, but it's still ranged, it's still a leader, it's still a truck, and it's actually a melee in alt mode, which this is not. This is ranged in both modes. And you still get extra actions, though not extra upgrades and not the 3 utility slots. You cannot play the pair of them together, which is a little bit sad. And you can play General Optimus Prime along with Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. So you can go double primes here. If you want to go double primes using a new prime, your only option is Optimus Prime Autobot Leader, the one from the starter set. Even Gleaming Commander comes in at an 11-star character and puts you over the 25-star limit. So it's hurting you in terms of double primes. It's a huge investment on your team, but this is a phenomenal card. As a bit of a side note, you are a range character, so that means you get stuff like marksmanship and armed hovercraft. And of course, you can use armed hovercraft way more easily because of your bot mode skill. And you are a truck, so don't sleep on the fact that we can use battering ram here. I like battering ram. +2 attack, and when you do damage to an enemy, you flip it over to its other mode. I suppose we could also shout out Team Up Tactics here if we wanted to, which is an action card. Pick a truck, you repair 2 damage, which could actually be kind of crucial, bearing in mind you got 19 health. You're going to want to keep it on the board. Yeah, bit of healing would be nice. To conclude, oh my goodness, it's great. How many stars? But I'd like to know what you think about it, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, that's where we talk about games, and do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, which is a great place to get bonus podcasts, support the channel, etc. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.